2, 1, go!
Hello, my friends, and welcome to a new LP. This is Sky Hurricane, and this one is of a very crazy game and called Wreckin Crew. And well, there really isn't much on YouTube on this game. Matter of fact, there's really not much anywhere. But I wanted to do this game because it's one that it was actually my very first PlayStation game that I ever had. I got this one before I got Gran Turismo. I don't know if I got it after or before I got the demo disc for PlayStation. I might have got the demo disc first, but this was my first actual game. And I actually really enjoyed it as a kid, and I think it'll be fun to revisit it. I did replay. I went back and before starting this LP, and I did practice a little bit. It's not really too hard. I remember it being pretty hard as a kid. I remember it getting hard anyway, but I only really did the first championship. But we're going to try to 100% this game because there are some things that you can unlock, which I'll explain. I never have 100%ed it. I guess probably the last time I played it until now was probably when I was 13 or 14. It's been 14 years probably at least since I played this game. So just some things here in the options that you can do. You can do controller setup, but we're not gonna mess with all that. You can change the screen if you want to. Sound, sound mode, music. Probably lower that a little bit because it can get pretty loud. Game options. Default is 5, but I actually lowered it to 3 because I've been practicing some of the tracks. Trying to get used to the game and stuff. And you can change the weapons to on or off. But and this game actually uses a password system. So, if you have a password. And that was wrong, so don't put that in. Records. Now, you can tell that I've done all the training here. And the training's pretty easy, actually. I don't expect that much trouble. But when it gets to the day, which is the second championship, it gets a little bit harder. But anyway, we're going to be trying to do this because each one of these characters you actually unlock. And notice how they all have their own flag. Ma here is for the UK, and y'all, these characters are crazy. Oh my golly. This is a really crazy game. It's rated T. And I guess I was technically a teen when I got there. Maybe I was younger than that. I think when I first got this game, I wasn't a teenager. I was probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10. So I was, But yeah, this game, you'll see why it's rated teen. You'll see why in time. And I've already done IQ, just as a practice. But we'll be doing all these because I want you to be able to see all the videos. And we're going to play as each one of the characters and kind of talk about their cars and stuff. Because they all have their own unique car. Although they pretty much handle pretty similarly, it's hard to tell the difference. But I think there is a minor difference. So let's get right to it. Arcade race, there's really not much to it. You just get to pick whatever. You just do one race and you pick whatever track you want for. And you can set 3 laps, 5 laps, however many. But we're going to do the competition here. And we're going to start with the training cup. Now, I've already unlocked the bronze cup, but, don't pay attention to that. We're going to do training. And so you can see here, it tells you the stats, speed, weight, armor, grip, and 0 to 60. Maul, she has, Granny there. Granny and her F100, I believe all these are. All these are actually based on real life cars from the past, which is really cool because I'm a big classic cars fan. I love historic cars, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And so Maul's kind of an average car. Circus, you get it? Circus, but he is like a circus, I'm not funny. So yeah, he has speed there. I mean, he's faster than Maul, but he has more grip too. So, of course, he has the Ford. He has the Chevrolet, or he has a 57 Chevy. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to try to tell you what each of these cars are. think that's a Ford Pop. That's what it's called, at least on one of the game models of this. But I don't know what year that is. I would guess 40s, but I'm not sure. KL Ravitz. Is that a play on Lenny Kravitz or something? It almost seems like it. Anyway, it looks like he has a 40s Mercury or something. And then IQ, he has what's called a Deuce, whatever that means, or what, you know, I don't know what. It's an ancient thing, man. IQ's car doesn't have the best handling at all or anything, but you know, you can see it there. And Lady Bird, she has what is called the High Boy. Probably 20s, I'd guess. I don't know. Cain and Abel, they have actually probably the newest car. They have a 1960 Corvette. And they're actually together. I mean, they're actually kind of like disformed and stuff. But yeah, their car is pretty much worse on Lady Bird's than everything. They probably have the worst car. The only thing they beat Lady Bird's on is that it's heavier, but that actually doesn't help, because being heavier actually makes it accelerate worse, generally, usually. And then Kid Cranium. He is a pretty fast car, actually. You know, compared to Cain and Abel's, for example, there. But before I get started on the Training Cup, I do want you to see the little intro video that this game offers. So, if you leave it, if you don't push any buttons for a while, if you just kind of leave it idle, it'll play on that. So, I'm going to shut up for a moment, and I'll just cut to where you see the little intro thing it has. Then we'll get the show on the road. Alright, so here's the intro, my friends. And I should point out also that each one of these crazy characters, they all have their own unique attacks. So yeah, you actually do attack each other during these races. Not too much unlike Mario Kart, except, you know, it's a lot different, and I'll explain that as we get into the race. And look at Maul with that big booty. Kid Cranium. Oh man, and Lady Bird. She might look like a nice little lady, but she's, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Yeah, each of these characters is actually very nuts, as you'll see from the little videos. This game has some pretty bad criticism. It's not really the best received, but I really don't think it's that bad. And I forgot to point out that Kid Cranium's car is the wheel. It's called the Willies. I'm not sure, you know, what the actual name of it was, but that's what the game calls it. So, alright, so here we go. We're going to use them all. We're going to be Granny for training there, and I already got the record. So, to attack each other, you have your basic attacks, which are your L1 and R1. For right and left, you can attack. And that's just a very simple attack. Doesn't really slow down the others very much. Like I can show you here. Maul has a little gun that she shoots out, because she's a nut, you know. The little blue thing that you see there, like the little second icon on the top right of the screen, that's for nitro. And you know, obviously that's pretty nice to have. Now, since this dude's behind me, I can use an attack there. That was my R2 button. That's my L2 button. And a lot of times the L2 button's a little more powerful. The R2 button, usually it only takes 5 stars. But usually when you get 5 or 10 stars, you can do an attack. The L2 button usually takes 10, so. And these different rings that you can go to do different things as well. I'm still learning. Obviously, the blue ring gives you a boost, and that ring right there, I think it resets all the pickups on the stage. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But yeah, say I was using nitro there. Now, if you hit something to slow down, you might want to use nitro to get back up to speed. Now, on the box of this game, it advertises blistering fast speeds. Even though you might only be going 70 miles an hour, it seems like you're going really fast because of because driving through the city and everything. But yeah, you can really mess up the AI when they're behind you and you use your different attacks. Now, some of the characters have better attacks than others. Like Maul's, I don't know. The L2 attacks are pretty good for all the characters. Cain and Abel, they have really good attacks, but their car kind of sucks. So, I guess in a way it makes up for it, you know. And it looks like I'm just killing them, but really they're not that far behind. If I were to have some bad laps, they'd quickly catch me. So. Oh yeah, that can happen. Oh, Maul, she's getting down. Oh, dang, I used all my nitro. For some reason, I thought that was the last lap. Oops, my bad. And a lot of times, I don't know if you do it every lap, no matter what, but the game always gives you a nitro at the beginning of each new lap, so that's pretty nice of it. Not the wisest place to use nitro. Maul's Ford F100 gets down, doesn't it? Dang, she was rocking and rolling. Look at that. Oh, Maul, Granny. Avast, I know I have 3 more days. Jeez. And then you see the race results here. I actually really had a lot of fun with this game as a kid, and you know, I'm looking forward to doing it now as well. Oh wow, 37 seconds, not bad. And I like the tracks too. The tracks are very unique. They start out with very shortened versions. You go through these portals and stuff because they're much condensed and cut down, and you know, lots of parts are blocked off and stuff. But when I get to the Bronze Cup next, they give you the full circuits then, and well, it gets a lot harder. I mean, your lap times are gonna more than double, and you know, it just gets a lot tougher. And I don't know if it's just me or does the AI get better. It seems like they do, but hard to really say. Whereas when you're on the training, well, they're just very short, condensed tracks. There's only one way to go, so you know. Whereas, man, Maul, she has some good acceleration. This granny knows how to roll, man. Oh, you're gonna see what this granny will do in just a moment. This is not your typical granny that goes to church every Sunday. I'm just saying. Or maybe she does go to church every Sunday. She's just, I mean, you never know. Now, occasionally you'll find a little portal like this that has some goodies in it, you know, but it could slow you down potentially. Yeah, like say, I think they caught me somewhat. Let's see how good my next lap time is when I'm not using a shortcut. But I did get some nitro, so it, you know, it could make a difference. I don't know if that helped at all. I don't think it even got them. Well, dang it. Oh, these people are crazy. Yeah, I like Maul's little gun that she shoots out, man. So the last lap was 34 seconds. This lap obviously is gonna suck because, well, it sucked in it. I'm just saying. I don't know what that red ring does there. Maybe it's the one that resets all the pickups. And there are some, if you get like the little stopwatch thing, it freezes the other players for a moment in motion. Pretty cool how that happens. I really don't know what that red ring does. If you know, leave it in the comments. Yeah, kind of sad. weren't very many videos at all on this game, and you know, it's a unique and it's a fun game. I mean, yeah, it's not very polished, you know, and it's a pretty old game, you know. I mean, as all PS1 are now, but it for its time, I don't really think it's that bad. It's, you know, wow, I'm just sucking, man. Jeez. Okay, well, that at least our lap 4 was pretty decent. I don't know if I got any best lap times or not with that, but see, I don't know how many points everybody has now. I just know I've won the first 2 races. Lap times. Okay, here's the league table. Oh, well, heck, they've got the points all divided amongst themselves. Look at that. Wow. I mean, second place is 7th Lady Bird and 6544. So they're just kind of you know, dividing each other. So, all right, and then on the third race you get this stunt track thing, which is that means you can start the third race with some extra pickups, which can be pretty helpful. But you got to pick up these little time icons here, and this is harder than it looks because the steering in this game takes a lot of getting used to, and you can end up passing a lot of the time icons. But it depends on how many laps that you make around this track. That's what determines how much you get. I think when I practiced this last time, I only got two extra things, so yeah, that kind of sucked. I mean, you know, you might not think that you're gonna miss something, but you do. I missed all that, you know. Can I get one more lap or no? Oh, darn. I think I only got 2. Yeah, that's about what all you ever get. Oh, I got 8 stars, so cool. We'll start the next race with 8 stars. So my best lap is 39.59. Now, interestingly, New York is such an easy one for me on the training. But when it comes to the next thing, this one's really hard because there are so many shortcuts. I mean, just look at that map. Now, the cool thing about this is you can actually pause in the middle of the race and it will still show you the map. So, like, I can pause and I can actually kind of decide which way I want to try to go. But I actually, when I was playing around with this, I actually was still getting a better time taking this path, which is the longer way, but it just is so much easier and faster. I'm not going the wrong way, guys. Come on, man. Yeah, the little the other little blue icon that I keep picking up, yeah, and that temporarily stops the other characters, you know, or slows them down at least. I don't know if it stops them, but briefly freezes them. Is what it's supposed to do. I mean, yeah, that little thing that I just picked up, that was a repair. Like, if you notice around my speedometer, you have red, orange, and green. When it gets down to red, that means your car is about done. And I don't know if it's game over at that point or what, but it's not good if you get down to red. I mean, I'm sure we'll eventually see that. No best lap for me. And my best lap was 39 seconds. Beyond training, this is the only path to take, you know, so it's pretty easy. But You gotta watch out for that thing. I mean, it's just turbo rings all around this, you know. Well, 40 seconds, so we weren't too far from our best time there. Dang, we got them all up to 150, man. Oh, Ford F100. Kind of weird how it, when you go into a tunnel, it puts you in this view. I don't really know why it does that, but wasting my nitro. Shoot. Oh well, not bad lap times. I have no nitros anymore. Well, so far they have not really contested us at all on any of these races. Theme park though usually has something to say about that, because a lot of times I suck on theme park, even though it's probably my favorite course. Oh no, I really do like New York as well. There we go. 42. And they were way back there, jeez. Alright, so IQ got second on that one, so that's probably going to move him up a little bit. So now the league of standings probably really isn't any better. There's, you know, probably even more messed up. Yeah, there's no way we can lose now. Look at that crap. Poor KL Ravitz. KL Ravitz does have a pretty slow car compared to the other ones, but he has really good attacks. Probably one of the best L2 attacks, I'd say, in my opinion. Alright. But, you know, I'm still kind of new to this game, to be honest, so I may not be the best judge of that. Just going off memory. And from the brief time that I practiced this. Yeah, you do want to keep it straight though, so that you don't want to lose too much speed. Yeah, say when I got that little magnifying glass, when I got that little hourglass thing, that temporarily slowed them down, so you could see where they were behind me by the little radar that's to the left of my speedometer. They were right behind me, but when I got that thing, that slowed them all down. Oh crap. So they were no longer right on me. Well, I'm just sucking. So just like that, my lead's gone, you know. Yeah, that boat will mess you up in this track too, big time. We're all spread out all over the place in this track. You're only going 70 miles an hour, but it seems like you're going so much faster. Yeah, one of them's not too far behind me. You know, it's really probably better not to even get the freaking speed ring right there, because it can really mess up your driving line. Oh crap. Come on, Maul, get up to speed. IQ's the one that's trying to win this one, which he has the second most points too. Not that he can beat me, you know, even if he wins. That's the cool thing about this, though. You don't have to worry about every winning or every single race, because, you know, it goes by the championship total, whether or not you unlock the character's movie and you win the you unlock the next cup. Yeah, those little question marks, it's unknown. That could be a nitro, that could be stars, it could be a lot of different things. In that case, it was a star, but one time it was the hourglass. And sometimes it could be something bad. It's not always a good thing. It's a mystery. Oh, Kyle Rabbit's got second. Well, you can go, dude. IQ went down to fifth. Alright, awesome. That mixes the points up even more. I don't know if I got any records on that or not. Kyle Rabbits ended up getting third after being behind for most of that. Circus got second. Man, I tell you what, they really evenly divided the points in that. Alright, and after the championship, we get the trophy. Or whoever wins gets the trophy. And really, the controls are a little rough to get used to, but after a little practice, it's really not that bad. But see, look at us, look at us. And then you have Miles Movie. Look at her in a rocking chair. Oh man, look at her. She don't play. Just shooting those birds. Look at her. Bad, Granny. Bad. Alright, well, that has been the training cup, my friends, and the intro to this project. Very, very unique. And once you unlock the character, you can go here to records. Not records. You can go here to the film room and you can watch theirs. See, Miles is a little bit brighter now. And so is IQ's because I've unlocked it. But anyway, we're just going to play as all these. I actually think I want to... I think I may go back. I'll just do these in order. Which is going to be pretty sucky probably because I'll be using the slower cars for some of the harder championships. But it's okay. And then at the end, I'll go back and do the training with... Or should I just do it now? The training's just so easy, though. That's the only problem with that. So, I don't know. Heck. Anyway, we're going to end it right here. So, join me next time for the Bronze Cup. So, I hope to see y'all there. This has been Sky Hurricane. Hope you have a super awesome, blessed day. And as always, my friends, stay awesome. Goodbye, y'all.